Hello and welcome back to Crew 42's coverage of the Michigan Professional State Championships held at Hammond Hills Disc Golf Course during the 4th of July weekend. This is our MPO Lead Card final round coverage. My name is Zach O'Haron, and on the commentator's mic, I have Sam Smigiel joining me once again. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Zach. It is the final round of the state championships here in the summer. We have some weather. There was a bunch of rain, came about a 20-minute downpour right before the round started. I believe most of it clears up before our lead card tees off here.
Right before Chase Card, actually. Chase Card tees off as it ended.
Yes.
And taking a look at the leaderboard here, we've seen quite a bit of movement. GT Hancock having a 3-stroke lead. He's looked near invincible, 10 down as rounds 1 and 2. Nick Gill, though, 11 down in round 2, is climbing up the leaderboard, looking to challenge our leader. He's going to need to have another spectacular round, starting with hole 1, 249 feet. This is a must-get birdie for every single one of our card members here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your final round MPO lead card. Team first, representing Rogue Iron Carts, GT Hancock.
So I had 30 down as my number that wins the event.
Interesting.
What was your number?
Oh, man. I would have probably guessed 33.
Next to T,
I would have said 11.
Discraft
Ever did it.
and Great
Sure.
Lakes Disc, Nick Gill.
In fact, in my head, I was thinking 12, 10, 11 would win it.
The reason I say 10 is because I think people take this course for granted, and you can get yourself into some trouble.
Oh, absolutely.
It is easy to bogey out here, as our first two card
Next to
members
T, representing
absolutely
Cardinal
park it.
and
We've got
another
a
round
cumulative
disc
of
golf,
about
Frank
4.5 feet
Smith.
of putting.
Let's see if Frank can keep it close as well. Newer face to the channel, Michigan disc golfer. He has a lot of power. He's very young. I'm not envious at all.
And huge. He's
And
like
rounding out
6'6".
our final day MPO lead
As
crew,
is Austen.
representing Discraft and Great Lakes Disc, Austen Bates.
We've had Austen on the channel before, previous River City Open champion. He's going to go forehand and get a skip up by the basket. 3 of you just touching basket from that range. You guys got this hole on lock. Frank's not worried about it, gets himself a birdie. And we're going to see 3 other just quick tap-ins. Not too surprising to see on our lead card final day. You would expect this card to get all birdies here. We're going to move over to hole 2 now, 292 feet. You need to throw a hyzer probably in front of that last tree you see in the center fairway. There also is a roller. If you're trying to get close, what's the better play, Sam?
To park it is the roller play. I think the backhand is going to be a lot safer because it's obviously more controllable, but you can really only get to about circle's edge at best. This one's going to be a little wide. If it misses everything, I think he's going to be about 40 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Which is fine. I think that's a great spot to be. You just have a bit of a precarious green here where if you hit the basket and roll away, then... Oh, an unfortunate roll away for Nick here. Was about 20 feet, and now he's looking to be about 90 feet.
Frank now here with a Firebird that he got from me.
Really?
Yeah. I had an old collection of Firebirds, and I had a Crew 42 stamp on it, and he was looking for something that had been beaten in but still had some stability to it, and I took every penny from him I could. Love the roller play to go deep because it gets you closer to level with the basket as well,
Yeah.
which makes the putt feel more runnable than from something down here where Nick's not even going to entertain that. He's just going to put it under the basket.
Yeah, there's no way you're running it from there. And even where Frank's at, it can be pretty tough run. Because you miss anything, you hit the band, you hit the basket, and it doesn't go in, you could be rolling back behind where you were standing.
Austen is going to land on the other side there. He'll have a 25-foot putt probably. It's got to sit, high enough on the hill there. There's a plateau there where he does not get a big roll. He's going to have this left now for his par look.
Probably a little more than you'd like for par, but it's no problem for GT.
He's been playing so well this weekend. He just looks fearless on the green. Here's Bates now tapping in his par. We have 2 more tap-ins here. Hole 2 playing over par for the day, 3.18. In fact, only 16% of the field able to get the birdie on this hole for the day as well. So played a little more challenging. I'm assuming the rain may have played a small factor in that.
Yes.
Hole 3, 307, over the hill and under the branch. Feels like I'm singing a song to Grandma's house, but I'm not. It's to the basket, and those 2 things, that's the mission accomplished. You can throw a little more stable and let it drift off to the left. I feel like there's a little more open space there. I have seen a few people throw forehand as well, try to flex around it, but I think that you're getting to circle 2 at best usually when you do that kind of play.
The way, if you walk the fairway, it looks like you should be able to throw the forehand and park it, but nobody ever seems to park it. And GT hits that last wall of trees, which is really, once you get past that kind of low-hanging tree on the right, that's really the only danger when you're hyzering out to the left. This one should miss all of them and be parked.
Great shot from Nick there. Good speed control. Just scoots past that last guardian tree. We'll see if Frank can match. Pretty similar.
Yeah, you can see he challenges those trees a little bit more with a little bit more stable disc, but gets up there okay. Even if you hit those trees, you're still going to be, circle's edge. You still have a putt. That's that hyzer play you were talking about. Just it gets that first tree completely out of play and pretty much guarantees you're going to have a putt.
Just never online for Austen there as he scoots past the basket. He'll have a 20-foot putt coming back. GT here to try to get another birdie on his first 3 holes. Gets another one.
It's a good comeback putt from Austen.
And for Austen, this is the last day, right? This is the race. Everyone's sprinting to the finish line. GT's thinking, stay consistent, don't make any mistakes. As long as he plays remotely anything like he has in days 1 and 2, he'll cruise across the finish line. But everyone else is thinking, what do I need to do to put my foot as hard down through the floor as possible to try to get as many birdies as he can? And we're going to see how this plays out because, Hammond, you're right. It can bite you in the butt if you get too aggressive.
And the closest people to him were Nick and Frank, both 3 strokes back, which, a lot of times you think, oh, yeah, I can make that up. But also there's a lot of birdies like these first 4 holes. You want to get a lot of these. And so far we haven't really seen, any cracks in
his
GT's armor here.
Yeah. And Austen is, 4 strokes back, right? He was 1 stroke back from the card relatively, and he's the one who just took the last par. So, when you're trying to chase down a leader and you lose a stroke like that really early, it can really put you on the need to get real aggressive real quick.
Yeah. Nick's going with a little bit more stable disc to try to skip up the hill, and unfortunately, that's one of the dangers of throwing a faster disc on more angle is if it doesn't kind of get that cut roll back up the hill, it's going to cut roll down the hill. This looks like it's coming in just a little bit flatter if it misses the trees.
He looks unbelievably effortless when he throws.
I know. It's extremely annoying.
It is. It's like he's not even trying. This needs to hyzer right in the gap.
Austin's probably going with the mid-range here, just the way that was flying. And that's a nice way to control the angle of the disc to keep it landing flatter and not get that roll away from the basket.
GT a little low there. He'll have a short putt for his par. Nick from the bottom of the hill trying to save a birdie.
Did he hit his other putter?
No, so that snap is as he finished putting his weight down and started to lift, he's like standing on a branch, like underneath the leaves, and it snapped. It gave way.
Okay.
And it just...
Because the putt came out clean. Like
correct.
It didn't, look like it was just completely offline, anything like that. But it sounded like he hit his other putter with his main putter, which I've done.
Oh, sure. We've all made that mistake. Let's be real. We're going to move over to hole 5, a tricky hole, I would say. One of the tougher birdies to get. Why is that, Sam?
You want to get so far to the right, and it's just really hard to get a forehand to get up there. I think this inside line, if you really can get there on a forehand, that'd be the way to park it. Or if you can get a low skipper to kind of ride up the hill, that'd be the way to do it. You're going to see a lot of people getting to about 40 feet.
Yeah.
Is kind of the landing zone where most players are going to land, pretty much right there.
It's like the reverse of 14. Just on the forehand, you think it's good, but you should have gone more right.
Mm-hmm.
Austen going with the backhand here. I think it's a Buzz SS. And that's a really good result for a tree kick.
Yeah, taking kind of a sneaky route through the trees there, but he's going to have a putt. Oh.
Uh-oh. And
now you're scrambling.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, now this is what Nick and other guys on the lead card are really waiting for. That's the first big miss. This could be, up to a 2-stroke difference if they can make a big putt and he fails to get up and down from, honestly, a really tough position.
Yeah, this isn't any easier than just being on the tee pad.
Oh, and this is wide left off of his hand and deep into the woods he goes.
He should be able to scramble up for a bogey, but that's exactly what that's going to be.
Yeah. So can our rest of our lead card take advantage? Austen's a little wide on his putt.
Hasn't really dialed the putter in yet.
Yeah.
I guess he's a little closer than I thought.
Yeah, but no any real options as he's going to play another hammer up to the basket. Let me know if I'm wrong with that. It looked like a hammer to me. Sit down. A valiant effort from Frank. Nick now for the 2-stroke swing. Gave a little hip swing, but not enough to get it in the basket. And we actually have quite the crowd starting to form right now. We have about 50 people who have now started to collect around the card. I'd love to see that at States. The community kind of popping up. And
that the crowd tends to show up for the Michigan State Championships and River City Open.
Mm-hmm.
The Michigan crowd comes out for the local pros.
And I won't lie, a lot of them are here for Nick. I mean, you could just hear it every time he throws and it's in the fairway. You just hear the crowd kind of like, yeah, we're here. We're here to see Nick kind of make this comeback. He's really loved by the people in this area. So
that's great.
Love to see that happen. And hole 6 is a great opportunity to see some birdies here. 406 feet, par 4, Mando left. It's really mostly just because it's difficult to get a disc that far right. And with how tight that gap is, we saw Marweed get within circle 2, but that's about the best I've seen out of the field.
And Frank going with the forehand. I'm surprised to not see him going with the backhand to try to get the eagle look on this.
He might be afraid of that kick. A lot of backhands kick left.
It is. It's a risky play.
Oh, speaking of kicking left, well,
but that sidearm doesn't typically kick too far to the left. This is what I would expect most of the players other than GT to be throwing.
He's gotten it high.
Don't think it's drifting enough.
Yeah, too high as well. He's going to get clobbered down in the fairway. You can see, huge shout out. I haven't said this throughout the first two coverages, but huge shout out to everyone who volunteered at this event.
Yeah, it was so great to see so many people out here helping, just happy to be out here. It was hot.
It was very hot.
We had some really bad weather early in the day today before this round started. And yeah, real big shout out to them for being troopers through this. And, we couldn't do it without them.
Absolutely.
We wouldn't have as great of events as we do without the spotters, the volunteers, people doing the course maintenance. They're the ones that make it happen.
Frank somehow threw the woods and hit nothing and is in circle, and Austen throws a perfect shot right under the basket. Nick trying to match that. He's going to throw a backhand. This looks a little inside. He's hit the hill early, and he's going to be, I don't want to say circle's edge, but 25 maybe from the basket.
Pretty close, yeah. And 3 rounds in a row. Sidearm, jump putt. Sidearm, jump putt. Sidearm, jump putt.
I mean, he's had some fantastic showings on some tough holes out here, but he definitely has this hole on dial. He's not making a mistake here. Sit. Did it just split those two little trees? That's a tough break.
Now, he might even be laying this up. I don't know what kind of line he's got at the basket.
Hits an early tree, and now he's got, it's in circle. He should be able to make this, but it's more than what you'd want after a situation like that.
Yeah, after all that, you want to be just tapping it in and moving on.
Unfortunate break from Nick to go from birdie to bogey. As we see Frank taps in his birdie. He's going to gain 2 strokes on Nick. GT gets 2 strokes back.
So I believe that's going to put Frank in second.
Yep, Frank is in second right now. We have a couple other people on the course right now. We have some hot scores pouring in. We'll definitely hear more about that as we get farther along this round. But Frank right now is securely in second as we move to hole 7. What makes this hole so great, Sam?
The low ceiling and it's uphill. So you've really got pretty tight window to throw it through. You can see there was a gap off the tee, and really it's you're almost thinking more about the ceiling than you are the gap, because the gap you would kind of expect to hit, even though it's a little ways up there and it's not the biggest gap in the world, but you have to really challenge the ceiling to get it all the way up there. Frank goes a little bit inside and still gets plenty of distance to give himself a circle 2 putt.
Correct me if I'm wrong with this as well. The way I describe this might not be very accurate. It almost feels like you want to challenge the ceiling, and if you can, kind of get the nose up a little bit, because you want that ground action to put up. Because if you get it through the gap and it's nose down, you might not get any skip. It might just kind of dig and be short. Like if you see
kind of
GTs.
like that.
Right.
I think you would want to be throwing something that has enough stability to hyzer. I wouldn't want to put the nose up, because you're really playing with fire there.
Yeah, try to do a bounce rather than
like any bit of wind and that thing's going to hit the ceiling. So I'd rather throw something on a little bit more of a flex line that's going to land on some hyzer and kind of skip probably more forward.
More flare, yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. See, I'm glad you were here, because otherwise I would have sounded like an idiot.
We got time for that, don't worry.
Okay, great, okay. Nick essentially having to throw the same amount of power from the bottom of the hill, gets basket high. He's going to have a circle 2 look at saving his par potentially. A little short from Austen. He's going to have a circle 1 putt. Another hammer from GT.
And, it works for him. It looks like it's going to be a roller, and then it's parked every time. So
I need to make a compilation of this.
keep doing it. I don't get it. It works for you. Oh.
Tickle for the chains from Frank there. Great effort.
And that would have been a really nice one to get there.
Yeah, closing in on GT even further. No, don't you dare.
That was in the basket.
And this is down the hill it goes.
Now it's just getting rude.
Yeah, back-to-back holes. Take a look at it from the other side here. Slows down a ton. You can see it. You're right. In the basket, scoops up, dances on the edge more before plopping down and almost landing flat as well.
So many opportunities to not do that. You know, the last one, you know, was on a bit of a hill, and you know, you could see how that one rolled. This one was in the basket and rolled.
Back-to-back breaks for Nick. Unfortunately, in the wrong direction as we see Bates get a par. We're going to see Frank and GT also tap in theirs, and Nick with another 5, but a double bogey for this hole, unfortunately, with his second roll in 2 holes. Hopefully he can get this back on the right ship here. Hopefully he stops with the rollaways because we don't need any more of those. Hole 8, par 3, 224 feet, Hazard Island Circle. Before they play, do you think this hole would be better with a drop zone, or do you like the hazard circle?
Ooh.
I knew I'd get you with this question. I knew you'd like it.
I think I love how it played with the hazard.
I did too.
I would love to play it with the drop zone.
Okay. Where would you put it?
I would put it probably there. So there's a short basket or a short pad rather, about 100 feet up and to the left.
Uh-huh.
I'd probably put it right there.
Oh, like make it, okay. I don't hate that. Okay. I've not heard that suggestion before, but I don't hate that. It makes the forehand much easier because you can see it.
Yeah.
Ooh, GT with a bad skip, essentially kicking out of the island there. He's going to have a long look for a par opportunity.
I like this if it's high enough.
That feels dangerous, yeah? It feels the whole time, it feels like just be over the ridge.
Yeah, it's a shot you want to throw because you've got a bit of a ceiling, so it's what you wanted, and you can see it's starting to get to GT a little bit here. You can feel some of these strokes slipping away.
Yeah. I mean, we've the island's also elevated, right? So you can't just like scoot it in. Like there's a ridge, several inches high.
You can't skip it because it's, you know, you've got a row of bricks surrounding it, which is nice. Like you can skip over them, but you can't plan for that.
Right.
I really like this change. This hole is the biggest improved of all the holes on the course.
I love it too. And it did exactly what Shay and Justin, you know, course designer and tournament director wanted it to do, which is cause scoring separation. Still plays on the easier side, but 37% birdie or better and 28% bogey or worse. So big swings there. And we're going to move on to hole 9 though. 418, a difficult birdie to get as it plays uphill. You kind of throw a flex backhand up the gut and try to avoid the plinko trees by the basket.
Yeah, it's a very similar shot to hole 7, but you've got a little bit more ceiling to work with, a little bit more room to flex it. But you're also throwing it a little bit uphill, which I guess you are with hole 7.
I think correct me if I'm wrong. 7's harder to reach.
7's definitely harder to reach.
Okay.
This is much easier to reach.
But the wind, it feels like the fairway's tighter here, like width-wise, because you just have to hit one gap on 7, and as long as your disc isn't just flipping over or hyzering immediately, you're sailing.
I think the gap's probably tighter on hole 7. Hole 7's a harder hole, but this one you're having to commit to a bit of a turn to shape the fairway. You can see how the fairway just kind of drifts to the right the whole way. And GT, I think, has this hole figured out where he's pretty much just throwing it straight. He's done that all 3 rounds. He got a birdie the first 2 rounds. I'm imagining he's going to tap that in for a birdie on his 3rd round.
Second hardest hole in the day.
Surprising.
I highly doubt that anyone else birdied this 3 rounds in a row. I agree. I think he's going to tap this in for birdie. He got it in round 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt anyone else got it for all 3 rounds.
Yeah, and I like I said, I think you see most people throw a flex shot and he's just been throwing a straight shot the entire time, and I think that's the play.
Stop.
Wow. And the bad luck is just not ending for Nick here.
I mean, like, in the last 4 holes, we've seen miss putt, I would say semi-fair roll away on 6.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Brutal roll away on 7 after it's in the basket. And then maybe the rudest roll here on hole 9 after it's the flattest hill of the 3.
Yeah.
But gets just a lot of momentum and scoots all the way out to the right. And he can't convert the up and down. I mean, like, just like that in those 3 holes, his state championship run essentially just closes.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be
5
over
over
par.
5 over on those
Yeah.
3 holes, 6, 7, and 9.
And GT's tapping another birdie. You know, Frank's playing well. Austin's still
in
there.
the hunt. Yep, still in the hunt here. It's within a couple now. You love to see. I'm partial to Michigan disc golf, right? So seeing GT and Parker on the leaderboard, I love GT. I met Parker this week. I love him too. But in my heart of hearts, I'm like, come on, Michigan boys. I want you to challenge these guys a little bit. It's good to see, Frank now pulling within tie for the lead. Austin a couple strokes back. A couple more guys.
Well, same. I'm rooting for the hometown here.
It's so hard not to. I'm just that guy. I love you, GT. I'm sorry, don't take that the wrong way. But I do root for my hometown fellas. But if you're not already, please join our Patreon if you're willing. It's an easy way to support the channel. Like, subscribe. We'll see the back 9 in just a moment.